How are you going to win? Welcome to day 190 until I'm a YouTube millionaire. It's a question I ask myself all the time. And again, referring back to the doctor from Doctor Who, he asks himself that same question when he's in his torture chamber. During those 2 episodes I was telling you about before, Heaven Sent and Hell Bent. Because he's getting tortured by the president of Gallifrey. That's ultimately what he discovers at the end. That's who's doing it. He kind of knew it all along, but he discovers it at the end. He eventually takes over as the president of Gallifrey, called the Lord President, once he breaks free. Because everybody loves him because he saved everybody. Which is ironic that he went from saving the entirety of his species, his whole planet. He went from saving everybody single-handedly, essentially, to being tortured for 4.5 billion years. The juxtaposition in that story is so powerful that it could knock anybody on their ass if it were real. It seems to be in my genetic makeup to suffer. And to be honest with you, that really is the way almost every human being is. Or I would say it's the genetic predisposition of humanity living on this very painful planet to suffer and to be able to handle suffering, at least somewhat decently. But I ask myself, and I ask God every day, when are you going to let me win? I can see the writing on the wall in hopefully not so schizophrenic of a manner. What's going on? And I know what he has me doing on some level. But when is it going to be done? I ask him every day. There is a reason why he has not allowed me to have a wife and kids. Why he has allowed my life to basically go very nearly in the obvious way, in the ways people can see, to be wasted. There's a reason for it. It's because I'm supposed to suffer. It's my job. And I don't like it. Not one bit. Especially when I know that many of those people who are causing me suffering don't want to do that. That they love me. I know they do. Some of them even tell me. But they're told to hold off because he's got a job to do. When is it going to be done? Part of the job and the suffering is not knowing when it'll actually be done. I just want it to be done. The thing is, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Because if you tell everybody, and it truly is the case, that you can do this forever, and that it sucks, but you will do it if you need to, that by itself allays your personal suffering. Because you know it's just going to be a thing. You're just going to continue doing it anyway. Which makes it so that it has to last longer. So that you have to suffer more in order to get the full juice from the orange and have it be worth the squeeze. There was a vanity card that the creator of The Big Bang Theory, the show, The Big Bang Theory, with Johnny Galecki and all those other guys, made that was very profound to me, that seemed to be something I identified with. It was basically talking about the human sponge, how he soaks up all the negativity of the world, all the negativity of the villains, and he's not very fun to be around because he's always doing that. But he's critically important and loved. It just sucks, not just for him, but for everybody else, because he's rather morose and sad most of the time. But then Jesus comes back, and he's suddenly a sweetie pie, but still gets uncontrollably angry against the banks, which are one of the primary foundations to the hell on this planet that we've endured the last, well, I would go so far as to say 8,000 years, but let's just say since the inception of the Federal Reserve in the United States, 1913. I want this to end. That doesn't mean I want to die. I love life. I love life. I want to do amazing things with my life. And I know God sees that the things that I'm doing are infinitely important, and they are amazing, and they are beautiful. I'm grateful for that. But I can't see it while I'm here. Like the main character in my novel, The Scientist, with whom I identify the most closely of all the characters in my story. He can't see the Eden that he's making in the story because he's in the process of making it. And if he ends up seeing it, then it's not going to be what it is. It's the double-slit experiment, observer affecting reality thing. I ask God, and I've gotten some undertones through the picking up the decentralized pieces of the zeitgeist of our world, that it might be happening in 2026, 2028 at the latest, where we're going to finally say, this is it, this is the best we can do. No matter how much effort this guy puts into it, how much suffering he endures, how much of a sponge he is, the enemy is a bottomless pit of hatred, fear, and resentment. There's no end to it. So the soaking up of the negativity is not to get those entities. They will never allow it. It is not possible. It's kind of foundational to their genetics that they are negative. But the purpose of this is to get everybody else who's been bamboozled by them. Again, I pick up on the undertones. I want a wife and kids. Hey, if God wants this in my future, as many wives as possible, as many kids as possible, I'll do that, fine. But that woman that I was talking about, so I've been told through her undertones that I'm supposed to suffer. That the carrot is supposed to be dangled in front of me yet again. And I'm supposed to desire something that I can't have. And what will make the pain even more profound, which is what I'm supposed to endure, pain, is if I get nearly everything else except that one thing I want. And I know there are tons of other amazing women in this world that actually know what's going on and have gone through psychological, spiritual, emotional breakdowns and even had to go on meds because they don't want me to have to endure this pain. They actually do love me. And I love them too, fully. 100%. That's why I'm doing this. I know this for certain. I've seen it. My friend from back when I was in the Air Force Academy had that same problem. I could see what she was trying to do when I was hanging out with her in Hawaii in 2017. And she wanted me to do something, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. Because I actually loved her, and I loved her husband. Very good friend of mine. I love everybody, by the way. So it's not hard for me to say that I love. I love everyone, truly. And I want to express that love in whichever way they want me to. You know, I'm not attracted to men physically, so I can't do that. But you get my point. And then I have women that are near me now. I know all of it. I hear the undertones. I see them. I just ask God, when will it be done? When will it be done? I have said many a time, I'm 36 now. When will it be done? Am I supposed to do this all the way until I'm 93 years old, my dying day? Is that the idea, or will it end tomorrow? And I know that part of the suffering, like I said before, is not knowing. And I therefore need to not know, so that I can maximize the potential power of what it is that I'm doing. And a big part of this, if not everything, is the empathy that comes along with it, and getting other people to see and to feel that, and to put the maximum effort they possibly can into fixing it, so that I don't have to feel this pain anymore. That's probably the main crux, the main thing that we're trying to do here. And it's a complicated, convoluted situation, and at the same time not. At the same time, very simple. I don't like living as a leech, like I was telling you. But that's what I'm resigned to. And every time I try to break free of this, I'm told the truth, that I'm failing. And that makes it hurt all the more. It is a paradox, a breaking of the code, piercing the source code, seeing how to actually break this game and pull everybody out of the mess. Excuse me. The most important thing is that. But I'm tired. Just like the guy on the movie The Green Mile, the black guy, the main character essentially, aside from the guy who Tom Hanks plays, says, "I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, boss." My boss, the guy upstairs. I keep on going, but I'm tired. Alright, guys. That's what I got for you today. I just want you to know that I see, I understand. I also love you. I want you. I want this to be finished. All right. Love y'all guys.